7 o'clock, we'll start the July 25th, 2007 Town of Tuxedo Zoning Board of Appeals. This evening, public hearing in a regular meeting. And we'll call the meeting to order at 7 o'clock. First thing on the agenda is the approval of the June 27th meeting minutes. I'll make a motion to approve. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. This evening, we have Michael and Sheila Samora from up on Spice Bush Lane for house addition requiring some area variances. I assume we have all the paperwork is in order.
I do not have the certified mail receipt.
Yes, perfect.
Thank you very much.
All right, excellent. So we'll have a public hearing and discussion. We do have members of the public present and on screen. So for those in attendance, we'll have the applicant make a presentation. The board will ask questions, and then we'll ask members of the public, including those in virtually, if there's any questions, comments, or concerns. With that, I'll read the notice for the public hearing. Notice is hereby given that the Zoning Board of Appeals, Town of Tuxedo, will hold a public hearing at the Tuxedo Town Hall, 1 Temple Drive, Tuxedo, in the County of Orange on the 25th of July at 7 p.m. or soon thereafter as possible on the application of Michael and Sheila Samora, owner of record of the property which is subject of this proceeding. More particularly, Section 204, Block 4, Lot 18 in an R3 zoning district located at 47 Spice Bush Lane, Tuxedo, for area variances from the bulk regulations of the zoning code of the town, and to allow for construction of the addition of an existing single-family home. People may attend, people may come through Zoom, and people have the ability to look at documents at the Tuxedo Building Department, dated July 5th, 2023. With that, all paperwork is in order. The mail receipts have been provided, so I'll make a motion to open the public hearing. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Sheila and or Michael, the floor is yours.
So I'm Sheila Samora. We are looking to add addition to our home to expand our living space, which will basically be our living room. So it's
Those
gonna
are
replace-
the same as these.
It's the same.
Okay.
It's just what it's going to replace is we have an existing solarium glass room here and our deck, and we're going to remove that and just add more of the home.
So we're gonna push it out, I think it was about 600 square feet.
Yeah, I have about 500 square feet total, roughly.
Right off the back, the roof line is gonna be pretty much the same. So that's, we're just looking to add more room to the, off of our living room.
Is it basically the same footprint as the deck?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the same as the deck.
Okay, yeah, so it goes past the sunroom, but it's the same as the deck.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yes.
right. And in terms of putting it where you're putting it, looking at the other prints, the left side of the house is all bedrooms, the right side of the house is the living area, so basically you're blowing out the living area.
Right.
And it makes sense to do it in that manner versus going into the building envelope that the lot has. And I will note, just for the board, this is a non-conforming lot, similar to what we've had the last couple meetings. Zoning was probably done before or after the development was built, and it's a pretty small construction envelope they would have if they were to build a house today anyways. All right, any questions from members of the board?
I don't have any questions. I thought it was very straightforward. Plans
Are
were
you guys,
pretty good.
any plans to put a deck back?
Just to the
Not
west
with
side.
this anyway.
Not on the
Right.
back.
Oh, so it would be coming kind of, okay, I see what
Let's
you're
go
saying.
straight out and then
So basically where it's like an L, you would kind of fill in the other part of
Exactly.
it with the deck, got it?
So really what you have, I mean, it's existing nonconformity anyways. Not that makes it right or wrong, but you in essence will retain the nonconformity that is associated with the deck in terms of the side yard at the back is going to be less than the current nonconformity. And the proposed back lot really is the same as the deck right now, so you're not really adding on to that.
correct.
So anyone who has been in your backyard basically could look at the deck and say, well, this is what it is.
Correct.
And then to Chris's point, a new deck would be to the left, or I guess that would be the west end of the addition. Right, east end of the addition, north is that way. Any comments, questions? Irene, you are on the screen. I don't know if you have any comments or questions as a member of the public.
No, I don't have any comments or questions. I did get a notice in the mail, so I thought I would join the meeting.
Okay, well, we thank you for joining. It's always
Thank
good to
you.
have others. Yeah, so I guess if you're familiar with the property, as Mike and Sheila said, it's basically putting a formal addition where the sunroom and deck is. So you kind of, if you know the footprint, then that's basically what you're looking at. Counselor, am I missing anything?
Thank you, Kevin.
Okay. All right, there's no other comments by the public, no other comments by the applicant, no other comments by the board. I'll make a motion to close the public hearing. May I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Discussion.
Pretty straightforward to me.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I thought so too.
All right, any issues? Pretty straightforward.
I'm fine.
Okay. All right, then, what I would suggest we do, get my papers in order, folks. Similar to what we've done in the past, I would say that we'll approve consistent with the memo provided by Kelly. The one thing I did note, or at least talk to Kelly about, is usually we try to take care of all the nonconformities. There's a note here about the detached garage. She does note it's an existing, pre-existing, and no variance is required. I'm not going to address the garage. It's just such a big difference. Kelly will note it in the final memo that we've seen it, but I'm just not going to address it. Just, it's too big to address, and it's not.
That
gonna
was
matter
there when you
anyways.
bought the property, wasn't it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's just, it's, you know, if it's part of a house or something, I don't care,
Yeah.
that's too big. And it doesn't mean anything because it's existing, and, but we try to just memorialize those, but this one's a little too far out there for me to address. So what I'd like to do is make a motion to, oh, I'm sorry, we gotta do the 5-part test. All right, so in order to make a determination on the application of the area variance, the board has to consider 5 questions. In granting the variance, I remind the board that in granting any area variance, the board shall grant the minimum variance that it shall deem necessary and adequate, and at the time preserve and protect the neighborhood and the health, safety, and welfare of the community. Question 1, whether an undesirable change will be produced in the character of the neighborhood or a detriment, you may sit down, or a detriment to nearby properties will be created by the granting of the area variance. I would suggest the answer to that is no. Whether the benefit sought by the applicant can be achieved by some method feasible for the applicant to pursue other than an area variance. I think in this case as well, the answer is no. Whether the requested area variance is substantial. I generally say variances are substantial, but in this case, it's really just an existing footprint, so I would say no, it's already there. Whether the proposed variance will have an adverse effect or impact on the physical or environmental condition in the neighborhood or district, again, I believe the answer is no. And whether the alleged difficulty was self-created, which consideration shall be relevant to the decision of the Board of Appeals, but shall not necessarily preclude the granting of the area variance. And obviously, it's self-created because they're building the addition. My answer to that is yes. So that all being said, what I'd like to do is I'd like to make a motion that we accept the area variances as requested by the Samora application, consistent with the memo provided by Kelly to this board,
And take it as a type 2 action under secret.
and as a type 2 action under secret. Thank you. Do I have a second? All in favor? Aye. Go forth and build well.
Thank you very
Now
much.
the scary part begins.
I wish they were all that easy. When do you plan construction?
Hopefully as soon as we
As
can.
soon as possible, but we haven't really made any further steps until we knew,
Yeah, the only thing just to remember is, so the variance goes with the property, but if you don't start within a year of granting of the variance, you have to come back, so you wanna start the process within a year.
Yeah, I would also assume that if you did want to do a deck in the future, you're going to need to get another variance.
Yeah, 'cause
Even if it is,
Okay,
because it's still going to be outside of the setbacks.
right,
yes.
yep,
The replacement of the existing deck, you mean? What's-
Well, so like you're doing the,
Not off
for
the
for lack of a
back,
better
but on the side.
description here, right, that's going to be the
truthfully,
new
any
house.
addition you put on a house is gonna have to come here, whether it's a
Yeah.
deck or anything.
Just because of where it's located on
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
property.
so we have the existing deck already,
Right, but you're removing,
we're just removing this part.
oh, and it actually already extends past, oh, so then
Oh,
you're
yeah,
good.
there's already a deck there.
Oh, okay, so you're not taking the whole thing down, you're just
No.
taking that area of it down.
Just take
Replacing
Never
this.
mind. And then you're gonna leave that,
We're
And
gonna
we'll
leave
just
this
have this
one.
little.
Right, but if you, to Chris's point, if you wanted to go
Extend
further,
it or
behind the
something.
bed, or even
Left,
behind the
right.
bedrooms.
Oh, okay,
I guess with the exception of going back towards the
Right.
house.
yeah, okay, gotcha.
So this way would be.
Right,
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
On
just,
the other side.
that lot is a completely non-conforming lot, so almost anything you do.
I mean, it might even, if they wanted to go back towards the house, if it's still outside of the setback, do they need a variance for that?
Yeah.
This way here?
Yeah.
This way here?
No, the other way,
This way?
back
Yeah.
towards
Yeah,
the
yeah.
house,
Go that way.
backwards.
Everybody,
Yeah, because right
So
now,
where you have it existing,
yep,
right, towards the house, that little piece between, yeah, if you wanted to go, right, does it go all the way to the house, sir?
It does.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh, it
this
does.
is an overhang on the
Got it,
roof.
okay, gotcha.
And it goes, the deck's here now.
Right.
This way you can't go because it's all
Yeah.
rock.
about the only thing you can do on that property is put an addition to one of those bedrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, anything you do, you're gonna have to get some sort of variance. It's just, all those lots up there are like that. We had someone else up here, I think, last month, and it's pretty normal.
I don't think there's gonna be any money left after they do
Yeah.
Well, it's great if you can reuse the deck, keep that deck
We're still
there.
gonna have.
Yes.
That's
Yeah, no, that's
perfect.
That'll
perfect,
be
yeah,
fine.
that is perfect.
Yeah,
Till maybe someday we have.
yeah, no, that's great. Good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Enjoy, thank you.
Thank you.
Irene, we're done. You may hang up. All right, with that, I'll make a formal motion to adjourn this meeting. Second? Second, all in favor? Aye.